What would you say was your best tools of that you used through transition?
I remember when I was single for 2 years, I'd be very selective about going out and fulfilling my physical needs. And then when I was by myself, I would listen to educational materials for the 8 hours that I would sleep. Well, it wasn't quite 8 hours, but for whatever the duration I slept, I would listen to spiritually educational materials. I would listen to things that completely contradicted the education that I got. And I listened to those materials for a full 24 to 28 months. And those materials started to connect synaptics in my brain that weren't connected. And what I realized is that my problem solving skills went through the roof. So we're going to provide these materials for Sigmas in the links to these narratives. However, what they did was, because I had a business that was moving in real time, I realized how much my problem solving skills were improving. I realized how much I was being extended to the truth, because that truth was actually enabling me to improve my income, the provision I was making for my family. So I've broken up with my son's mum. I was able to provide. For my mum, who got sick because she got a blood clot in her lung, I was able to provide. For my younger sister, who had 3 children, I was able to provide. So if they needed a uniform and she didn't have it in that time, she said, oh, can you get... I was able to provide. But I would never have been in that position based on who I was previous to taking on those materials.
Amazing. And what drew you to that though?
It was a spiritual process of releasing what I thought I knew to actually realizing what I needed. And I say this is all enabled by loss. The more you lose, the more prepared you become in terms of your qualification for operating on different floors, because you become more grateful. And when your gratitude increases and your awareness of what you need increases, you will start to fill your own plate with what you need, and then you will actually retain it because you're grateful for it. There are periods when I could throw things at a man all day long. I had more money when I was younger, and I just spunked it because I didn't have appreciation and I didn't have awareness. Those 2 factors are the keyest things. Imagine somebody just dropped 40, 50 grand on you in cash right now for a meeting. We're not talking about for actually doing like 6 months work, a year's work. For one meeting. How much would you appreciate it if you'd never really known money and resources before that?
That's true.
You've got to know money, resources, opportunities before you actually appreciate them. Because they could be thrown at you. It's all inconsequential because you think you did that by yourself without understanding the spiritual vibration that actually drew it in you. But once you understand that and you appreciate it, you actually come into the adoption of, no, this is a little bit more important. And my responsibility now for who I am and what I do is more important. And this is where the concept of radical self-accountability comes from, because we always want to blame other people, right? Now if you get everything and it's a resource and you didn't really work for it, and you gained it and it was too easy, how much do you deal with your own accountability? Doesn't matter, does it? So when you do something, or if you find yourself in a problem, someone else, just point it over there. But when you come into the space where you're actually dealing with a true level of appreciation, your self-accountability goes through the roof. And that's where we talk about radical self-accountability.
Keeps you balanced.
Keeps you balanced all day.
The SigmaCarta YouTube channel is filled with content, but the difference between that and our premium Patreon platform is Patreon actually gives us the application of all the lessons we're learning on YouTube. SigmaCarta community is designed for our personal, spiritual and entrepreneurial development. There's no way we can just hear information once and get it. So what we've done is we've broken it down into sections, lesson plans, seminars and courses so that we can actually adopt into our lives what we didn't with 48 Laws of Power. Even though we know all of the lines that sound impressive to our friends and we're still in exactly the same psychological place as when we first picked it up.